What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103, and welcome back on the channel, where today we're going to be doing some more El Clásico build-up. And I did one video of my own yesterday, but today I am not alone. I have with me my Blaugrana podcast co-host and Omar BYT. You want to say what's up to the people?
Hey, listen, big up to every single one of you guys. This is not the second episode of the podcast, but listen, we got a big game this weekend, so we gotta talk about it because listen, it's all the build-up has been absolutely incredible, and appreciate you for having me, man.
Of course, man. There's a lot of build-up going into this game. I did a video yesterday on my channel where I discussed my kind of thoughts going into this game. I got a lot of flack for it, so I do want to start off by getting other Barca fans' perspective. Let me know your thoughts going into this Clásico. Are you optimistic? Are you worried? Are you concerned? Are you in the balance? How's your mood going into this game?
Okay, so at the start of the week, before the Champions League game, my confidence was low. I can't lie. That Girona performance wasn't good enough. We played against a Girona team that, let's be honest, man, like bottom of the table, 18th, like been getting battered, barely score, all right? And we made it more of a work than it needed to be, right? And I'm like, it was the same things I saw in the game before the international break. How they would just break it to our highline. The amount of times they were having one-on-ones in our box wasn't good enough. And you know what it is, right? I was very frustrated, and I said I wanted to see something different in the game in the Champions League. I wanted to see a performance. And you know what? They gave us the performance in the game against Olympiacos. I was very impressed with the attacking style. I was impressed with how ruthless we were going forward. And the reason I was so impressed is because that is what is gonna have to take in the game on Sunday. Because Real Madrid are not good defensively. So if we can continue this form in our attack, it gives me confidence. And that's why my confidence is a little bit up. But however, it's not all the way to the roof, unfortunately, because we still have problems in our backline. And that is something that could be our Achilles.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I've been saying over the past few videos that I don't think our performance against Olympiacos was great. Yes, I agree that, we at least finished in the final third. We had some good goals. Rashford from distance, Fermin getting a hat-trick all scored with his weak foot. So I get it that the final third action was good. We've seen over the past few weeks, we do create chances. We just haven't been clinical. So we were clinical against Olympiacos. But I still feel like the performance wasn't there. Even that first half was quite mid. We got, the goal from a counter-attack. The first Fermin one, second Fermin one was a good through ball pass by Dro. And of course, Olympiacos defensively aren't that great. Started the second half, first 10 minutes, we weren't playing that well. They pulled one back. I think the red card really helped us score those 4 goals in the second half. If they don't get that red card, I can see that game maybe ending 3-1, whatever the case may be, which I did predict 3-1. So I was kind of hoping my prediction was going to be right so I can, bring up my score. But right. I didn't feel like I understand your point about the final third actions being strong and us being clinical, but let me know your thoughts on the performance. You think the performance has improved from, Girona and Sevilla, PSG, or you think it was the same, just better in the final third?
The performance was, like you mentioned, right? I wasn't exactly impressed with the performance. I was more impressed with how good we were going forward.
Okay.
Because the issue we saw in the last 2 games before that was how wasteful we were in front of goal, right? We were very wasteful. In this game, I was glad that at least the players found their shooting boots, especially the attack. And another thing I need to mention, and this is something I said, I think in the podcast. I said this in our podcast on Monday. I wanted to see the front 3 change. I wanted to see what Rashford could do in the number 9, and we saw him playing the 9 in the game against Olympiacos. We saw Fermin on the left, we saw Yamal on the right, and we saw Dro in the number 10. And Dro was impressive. Rashford was impressive in attack, scored 2 goals, and Fermin got a hat-trick. These were for me the biggest positives, right? The biggest positive, because Fermin, when I saw Fermin score the hat-trick, it brought a smile to my face. Because I said, we've missed this. We've missed this goal-scoring midfielder, this ruthless finishing in the middle of the midfield, right? I know he played out in the left, but you know what I mean, right? And Joe Fernandez, he absolutely cooked in that game. I was so happy for him, right? And this is a player who we've seen him since preseason, right? He was so impressive. We knew he had potential, right? And with all the injuries we have, him coming in and doing the job that he's doing, it's great news, right? And for me, I obviously know on Sunday, it's not going to be as easy as the Olympiacos game. Absolutely not. But I just hope that in the game we can have more luck going forward. Because Real Madrid, if you look at, even in the, you saw their game yesterday against 2 days ago against Juventus. You saw it. They were not good enough, bro. Vlahovic, Jonathan David, Kalulu, the amount of one-on-ones these guys had. Like, come on. This is my point. They give away too many chances. And because they give away too many chances, I look at it and I'm like, bro, they're going to give us chances. We just need to make sure that we capitalize on our chances when we get them. So that's what I want to see. The performance is not going to be great because I think, Real Madrid have a chip on their shoulder. They lost 4 times against us.
I was going to bring that up, yeah.
Yeah, so you know the pressure that's going to be on them in this Clásico.
Not even that, Omar. The issue is, I think the big point that I mentioned in my video yesterday was, I think both teams are coming to this game being mid. I think both teams this season have been, average. Neither team has been fantastic. Neither team has been, dreadfully poor. They've both been mid. Right now, Madrid set 2 points at the top of La Liga. I think we did have, a bit of a tougher run with our away games because we're supposed to go back to Camp Nou and we didn't, blah, blah, blah. But both teams have been mid this season, neither being impressing whatsoever. We've had some big wins, 6-0 against Valencia and whatever the case may be. They've had some comfortable wins, and Mbappe, having a fantastic scoring streak and has been scoring goals like crazy, but both teams are mid. A lot of people were saying, against, the Barca YouTubers and stuff like that on social media after Girona and Sevilla say, oh, if we play like this, Madrid are going to beat us. They look at all the Madrid content creators videos yesterday after Juventus. They're saying, if we play like this, Barca is going to beat us. It is the exact same mentality. And that's why I think this Clásico will have big implications, because this is the game where you can take it on the front foot and use it as a confidence and momentum boost. I was also saying in my video yesterday that there has not been a draw, like a 0-0, 1-1, 2-2 in a Clásico in quite some time.
I think the last time we had a draw was it 2019?
I have no idea. I was trying to think of it.
It was 2019.
There was no draws last season. There was no draws on Xavi's in either Xavi's seasons. There was, I don't think, a draw under Kounde. I think we lost them all. Under Setien, I don't think we played a Clásico, or maybe we did.
Valverde, bro. It was the nil. I will never forget. It was the season when they beat us 2-0 at the Bernabeu and they withdrew 0-0 at the Camp Nou.
Yes, we had the Camp Nou game first in December, and we drew 0-0 in that game. You're right. It's been a long time. There's been even a draw either. So it's
never dull, bro.
But I want to talk about Madrid. I know you've, of course, done a lot of live watch-alongs with Madrid this season. If you haven't checked those out, of course, links are down below. Check them out. But what is your analysis on Madrid? What are your thoughts on their performance this season? Of course, under a new manager in Xabi Alonso, supposed to be revolutionary. They, of course, made some good improvements in their defense as well. Dean Huijsen, Trent, Alvaro Caceres, Fernandez. Do you see Madrid as better, the same, worse? What are your thoughts?
I think it's been definitely better than last season. I think they have been better, but not that much. I think with a lot of these Madrid fans, they don't really read the room. You understand what I mean? That's their problem.
Yeah.
Right? They're more focused on, they're more result oriented, and I get it. The game is about result, right? Results are important, but like you mentioned, I've watched basically all of Madrid's games so far this season, right? And the most important thing about Madrid is this: every game they've played this season so far, bar like maybe 1 or 2 games, really on paper they should be walking at their best. They should be walking all those games, right? So their start to the season is not really surprising. The few times, and even in games, like I remember the Osasuna game, the Mallorca game, right? They've had games this season where even at the Bernabeu, they struggle. They struggle, like defensively, they don't get tested, and the minimum amount of times the defense is getting worked, they seem to always break through. And they need Courtois to do a job, or the other team is just wasteful as hell. And then you saw it in the game in the Madrid derby. That is where they got exposed. And this is what I made, and it's funny because yesterday I made a video on my channel talking about this, right? The secret weapon that we have. I said, the game against Atletico Madrid showed me that if you capitalize on your chances, you can batter this Madrid team. Because Atletico Madrid, before that Madrid derby, were not coming into the Madrid derby on form. I heard Madrid fans going into that game with all of the chest, all of the confidence. They thought they were going to win this the Madrid derby, they were so confident they were going to win it. That's why when they lost it, they couldn't believe it. But the thing is, I was telling these people, I was like, you guys are going to give them chances. And they're going to be more clinical than the other teams you play because they have good strikers. So this is and if you look at it, they who run under Alonso, they've only had two big tests, and they not only lost both, but they got battered in both. So this is why I'm telling people that even with our injuries, it depends on how we set up on Sunday. If we set up very similar to how we set up against Olympiacos, because we know Flick is going to go high line. We're not going to play defensive. We're not. We're going to go at them. So if we are going to go at them, at least let's bring the right players who can maybe make them pay for their lacks in defense, right? So if we play Firmino, if we put Rashford in the middle again in this game, which I prefer, right? Because I really want Rashford to use his pace against Militao and Raul Asensio, right? I want to see the same front three, honestly, happen. Because
really,
just like so
you want to start Rafa?
I would if Raphinha is fit, I would personally, and this is just me.
Yeah,
I would start him. I would bring him on in the second half because he's coming back from injury.
Okay, fair.
He hasn't played yet. Let's be clear. He hasn't played in weeks, right? He's not going to be 100% match fit coming into this game. So, and also it's important, he will be our secret weapon in the El Clásico if he is available. Because if we can have a Firmino, Rashford, and Yamal partner, front three, you have three pacey players in the middle right there that are going to press that defense, make them work. So if you bring Raphinha in the second half, when the defense is basically already tired, he's just going to add more yards to that team. You understand what I mean? So, when it comes to this game, Hafed, I think we can win. I truly believe that we can. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a Barca fan. I think Madrid's weaknesses we can exploit in this game. But I'm also well aware to know that our weaknesses can be our downfall. Because that high line against Kylian Mbappe will be...
It kind of goes both ways though, because they can exploit our frailties and we can exploit their frailties. I think for me with Madrid, it's just that they haven't impressed me. They're getting the usual. Yes, that you mentioned, the great point is that all they care about is results, which we all know. But even so, the results have not been convincing. Narrow 1-0 wins on multiple occasions and stuff like that. So they've not been threatening. If Mbappe was playing the way he was at the beginning of last season, they probably wouldn't have won.
Oh, he's been cooking that.
Yeah, so he's been.
He's the only reason why they are where they are now.
Yeah.
I said this in my video. I said if they didn't have Kylian Mbappe in this team, we would be top of the table comfortably.
Yeah.
Because Vinny has not been as bad as last season, but Vinny has not come. We are not seeing the old Vinny. He's not been that guy yet.
Yeah.
Yes, he's had 1 or 2 or 3 games where he's like he's showing the flashes, but even in games where he's scoring, he's not performing. Really, he's not. He's not a threat like Kylian Mbappe is a threat, right? When he gets in the ball, that's a problem. Vinicius has not been that in games. When he gets the ball, you're not really terrified like you are if Mbappe is on the ball. But he's been doing well goal scoring wise.
Yeah, but I still don't feel threatened by Madrid. I just think that it's just a battle of two mid teams this season. That's I think the only way that Madrid can, I think we have a few ways we can exploit Madrid in behind, from the wide areas to the centers. I think the only way they can get in behind our defense is to beat the high line, beat the press. If they beat that high line and press, they're gonna cook us, absolutely cook us. That's why I feel like certain things need to change in the lineup, which I want to talk about next, and that's about key starting players. The two that I want to mainly focus on are Araujo and Rafa. Would you start either of them, one of them, both of them, neither of them? I'll give you my thoughts first. If Rafa's fit, he starts. I don't really want to risk it with Firmino out wide and Pedri in the 10, then Casado and Frankie in the middle. Apparently, if Rafa is 100% fit, this is the kind of match where you risk him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the report that came out about an hour ago. As of recording, that he's.
I can't trust it. I'm sorry. They've broken my heart before. It's 2 days. We got 48 hours before the Clásico.
I just think if they come to me and says he's 100% fit, no risk of a relapse, I would start him.
Right.
And I would go with Rashford up front, and then Lamine out wide. I'm quite worried that Flick might go with Varane up top, Rashford out wide, Lamine on the right, and then Firmino in the 10. But and then with Araujo, I would only start him because I just feel like that defense needs change. I think especially with the recovery pace we're gonna need from the playing the suicide line. I don't think Eric and Kubarsi are that quick. Of course, Vinny and Mbappe are absolutely rapid. I don't think Araujo is rapid, but he's quick. So that's why I think that Flick would probably drop Eric because he's probably the slowest out of the Kounde, him, and
Eric Garcia.
And yeah.
So wait, he's gonna be back for this game too.
Eric Garcia, he's not injured. Eric Garcia.
I thought he was.
No, Juan Garcia is injured.
Oh, because I thought because did Eric Garcia play the weekend against Girona?
He played against Girona. He played against Olympiacos. Yeah.
I swear to God, I didn't even notice him playing.
Yeah, Flick.
How did I miss him playing? I thought he was injured.
No, Flick played the same back five in both Girona and Olympiacos played the same defense. So
okay.
So that's how I feel. I think there could be maybe a couple surprises in this lineup. I think with Real Madrid it's quite straightforward. That could also be another positive from our side that nobody knows the 11 we're gonna pick. I think with Real Madrid it's quite clear. Maybe barring one change from will he start Dean Huijsen or not? He's just come back from injury. The rest of the team kind of picks itself. But let me know on Rafa and Araujo. Let's call as both of them are 100% fit to play. Do you think they could be the deciding factor in pushing Barcelona towards getting a positive result in this game or not?
Right. I mean, look. Now that I know that Eric Garcia is fit, I'm gonna go completely against whatever you are saying. Because here's the thing. Well, I don't know. He scored obviously the winner in the game against Girona. He wasn't even bad in the game against Olympiacos, right? Okay, so maybe I might be like, okay, maybe. But bro, for God's sake, can Flick please give Christensen an opportunity in the starting 11?
But Christensen, he's sick, so he can't play.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay, fine. Unfortunately,
so it's either Araujo, or you stick with Kubarsi, Eric.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. If Christensen was fit, he would have played in this game. But since he's not, personally, yeah, I'll probably go for that Araujo Eric Garcia partnership because I don't trust Kubarsi, bro.
Really, you drop Kubarsi? Interesting. I can hear that. I can't even argue against it.
The reason so the reason I say that is because I think we know he's gonna play the high line. What if Mbappe breaks through our high line and then Kubarsi has to recover? Probably gonna make a stupid tackle and then go score that opportunity foul, red, and now we are cooked. You understand what I mean, right? So I would rather you bring the experienced defense in this game. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Where because we know unfortunately with Araujo, as good as he is on his defensive work, sometimes he's the one that's keeping players on side. You understand what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
The line will be fixed, and he will just be like an inch away from the line. And we all know that it's margins with this. Like you saw the goal that Mbappe scored in the game against Getafe. Yeah, he was behind the defense. The fullback was the one, the left back was the one that kept him on side. And then that's why they scored. So with Kylian, and we know that with Kylian, especially in the Clásico last season, the first one, yes, absolutely dreadful. He was getting caught offside, left, right, and center. Right? My guy could not stay on side to save his life. But we saw the fourth El Clásico where he scored twice. Well, actually, did he score a hat-trick? I think he might have scored a hat-trick.
He scored a hat-trick in the third one. So the first one he didn't score. Super Cup final he scored one. Copa del Rey final he scored the free kick.
The one he scored in a hat-trick, he did well to break through our high line in that game.
Yeah.
That is why I'm like.
Well, I think out of the hat-trick, one was a tap and one was a penalty. So let's not get too crazy.
Yeah, but no. But that's what I'm saying. The other two, yeah. But the one that way he broke to the high line.
Yeah.
And that was why I'm like, okay, he's slowly learning where the line is. You understand what I mean, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes, if you play the same way, Hafed, you know this. If teams play the same way, eventually teams are going to suss you out and know, okay, this is where the line is.
This is exactly what I said at the end of last season. I think I said this, that when Flick was talking about improving the defense and knowing the issues, I would say that, look, first season, you can always get away with it. But second season, everyone's going to have, video, and they're going to have 60 games of proof of how you play. They're going to analyze it, look where the frailties are, look where the weakness and the loopholes, and exploit it. That's why teams now are scoring more goals against us. We've not kept a clean sheet since Szczesny's been goal, since, he's come in for Juan Garcia, who's been injured. And teams are now scoring their chances. And most importantly, I think the key factor is timing their runs well. They're running in, they're peeling from the back, and they're running. And that's how you beat a high line. And with Mbappe, with his clinicality and his pace, that's some serious danger. So I personally would go with Araujo. I think Araujo, he's had some bozo moments, yes, mainly in Europe. I think in Spain, he's quite okay. Especially when he starts the games. For the Inter mistake, everyone was saying he should have started, that he didn't. He came off the bench and did what he did. But I think in a game like this, of course, if he does start, he will be leading the team out on the pitch as the captain.
Right.
So I think that'll have some big importance as well. I want to ask you. I was thinking about this while you were discussing your selections. Who do you think, if you had to pick one? I know it's probably quite even, but who do you think is the favorite heading into this Clásico? The betting odds have Madrid as clear favorites, but what do you think? Seeing both teams and knowing everything you know.
It's close.
Mm-hmm.
But don't ever let Madrid fans tell you any different. It is close because yes, we have not played well in our last 2 league games. But Madrid fans they can't lie to themselves. They need to stop lying to themselves. If they think the margins that are far off each other from us to them. Obviously, as the home team, they are the favorites. That's not a surprise to me at all. You understand what I mean, right? They are the favorites. But look, you know what's funny, Hafid, right? We're talking about who will win, but this game could just stink. This game just stinks of a draw to me. We could even see like a 2-2 in this game.
Yeah, but I feel like everyone thinks that it'd be a draw, so it's not gonna be a draw. And like we talked about already, there hasn't been a draw in a Clásico in God knows how long. That's why I feel like there's gonna be a winner.
I mean, if we're saying form wise, honestly, if we're saying form wise from both teams, we'll probably say Real Madrid because they have been winning games even when they have not been playing well.
Yeah.
Whereas with us, when we have not been playing well, we
win.
We have to pay for it, right? Yeah, we've won some, but as of recent, right? We have not been taking our chances when we've been having to pay the consequences. Whereas with Real Madrid, they haven't. Now I say that with the caveat of that Real Madrid, when they have been tested, have also failed. Yeah. And that's why I can't really give them the overwhelming favorites, even though, form-wise, they should beat us. I've seen that when they play against certain teams, they give away too many opportunities. And if they give us those opportunities, we will take them. So I'm going to back my team. I truly believe we're going to win this Clásico. And this game, Hafed, you better have a defibrillator next to you because.
So if you think Barcelona is gonna win, how do you think? Without giving a score prediction, or if you want to give one, you can. I know some people are a bit butthurt about that, but I want to know how you think this game will go. You think it'll be tight, Barcelona nick it by 1 or 2 goals? You think it'll be back and forth, high score line? You think Madrid will dominate, then Barcelona score in the last second? You think Madrid will score first, and Barcelona scores 2 in the second half? How do you think the game will go?
The first goal is important. The first goal is imperative. Barca must get the first goal. If we concede first half, this could be a battle. I'm sorry, I don't want to say it. I hate to say it. But if they break 2 first, I can see the confidence going to the roof. That stadium is going to be loud if they get that first goal.
Yeah.
So for me, we must get the first bite out of the cherry. Get the first one, right? Get that goal, silence the crowd, and rattle the players. Because the idea of losing 5 El Clásicos is going to get to their heads. If they concede first, they're going to leave out so much opportunity for Barca to go attack them because they're going to try to get the equalizer as soon as possible and bring this game back, right? They're going to go gung-ho. And when we do get the first goal, we need to make sure that we are defensively structured. I know that's hard, Flick. I know that's very, very hard. But please, for God's sake, let's just focus a lot on our defense this time and hit them on the counter. If Raphinha is back for this game, honestly, if he's back and he does start, I would play the front 3: Fermin, Raphinha, Ferran Torres, and what's his name? Marcus Rashford. Oh, actually, no, I'm tripping. Rashford, Raphinha, Yamal, and Fermin. Because I think if we play that front 4 Hafed, we would get goals in this game. I truly believe that in my heart. I think that we will get the first goal, but I genuinely think that we will not be able to hold them back. I think they will get the equalizer. I can see them, honestly, I can see them, right, getting the equalizer right before the end of halftime. And then, I don't know, man, because it's Madrid. They'll probably get some kind of fugazi penalty in the second half. And they'll get a penalty, and then they'll convert it, and then you see these Madrid fans who just be sitting there, hyping up their club. They'll be thinking, let's go get the icing on the cake, right? And then Raphinha just scores a goal from outside the box out of nowhere, bro. And it's 2-2, bro. We're sitting there like hyped, and we're like in the last few minutes of the last like 4 minutes of regular time. And I don't know, Ferran Torres comes off the bench and scores the winner. Bro, let me tell you something happened, bro. I need that to happen. I need us to win this game late. If we can get like a 3-2 like late, do you understand, bro? With all the injury problems we have, no Omo, no Lewandowski, no Jean Garcia, and with all of that, and with all this hype that Alonso has had, for us to come to your background and and give you your fifth defeat in a row against us, no, bro. I need that to happen.
Inject it
crazy,
in
man.
my veins.
No, tell me.
The final question I want to ask you is, what do you think the key decision is for Barcelona to win this game? And I'll tell you mine to give you maybe an idea. And what I'm worried about, I am worried that Flick will not start Rashford. I think that maybe Ferran and Rafa will be basketball with Ferran up front and Rafa on the left, Lamine on the right, then Fermin in the 10. I think Rashford has to start this game. Not saying that he's our best player, he's in form. I just think the hunger is there. He talked about playing in El Clásico the moment he signed for Barcelona. He's in good form as of late as well. He's, been consistent since the Newcastle game. He's being involved. He's providing a threat, being comfortable.
Confidence is there. I said the confidence is there.
Yeah, but I have a feeling that Flick will stick with what he knows and the experienced players. And since they're back, might not start Rashford, but I think it's imperative to start Rashford. Whether it be up front or off left, I would say preferably off the left. But I think it's important that he starts. But what do you think is the key decision that will dictate Barcelona's performance? Whether it be maybe Araujo in defense or anything in the midfield, maybe the way we play, dropping the line specifically, the press. Is there anything out there that says to you that think that has to be correct and perfect to give us that push and chance to win the game?
Yeah, you just mentioned it. Honestly, for me, Hafed, he must start Rashford in this game. Honestly, for me, my dream lineup, if Raphinha is fit, because I know I said he should play the same lineup, but looking at it now, I would personally, if he is going to start Raphinha in this game, play Raphinha, play Rashford on the middle, put him in this number 9 in this game, put Raphinha on the left, put Yamal on the right, and put Firmino in the 10. Where you have now 4 attacking threats that Real Madrid have to deal with in this game, right? Pedri and De Jong need to be in that pivot. You understand what I mean, right? Because De Jong has been doing his job in that midfield, Pedri, right? And this is the thing, our defense, unfortunately, no matter what kind of defense he sets up, I think it's going to be the same thing that's going to happen. So I can't put too much hope in defense. I hope that they prove me wrong in this game, but this is what is important. Ferran Torres' best work for Barcelona has always been from the bench. He does his best work when he comes off the bench. He scored most of his best performances last season were from the bench.
Yeah.
From the bench, bro, being Lewandowski's cover. How many times have we seen him play so well from the bench, get started, and completely fall off? He did it so many times. This game, it speaks for itself. Play Rashford, start Rashford in this game. You can bench him in the second half if you want to, right? But start him in this game. Start Raphinha in this game. Or maybe Raphinha would be the one to give way, right? There's so many different, formations he could bring in the second half, right? Let's say if we're either winning or losing, right? If you bring that front 3, you can say, okay, well, Raphinha's coming back from injury. We're not gonna play him all 90 minutes. Okay, cool. Take off Raphinha in the 60th minute, 70th minute, 65th minute, whatever it is. Now there's like 20 more minutes to go. The Madrid defense is exhausted now. Take Rashford, put him on the left, move him back to the left, and put Ferran Torres in the middle. Now you've given them more of a problem. This is why I said in my prediction, or like when I said what I think will happen, This is the kind of script that could happen if Flick plays it like that. We could see Ferran Torres be the guy come off the bench and score the winner in this game because he's done it before. We saw this in the Madrid Atletico game last season. Last season, Hafid, right? Came off the bench. He cooked. Like this is what I want. Honestly, this is what I want to see, right? Do not take off Rashford. Rashford is the confidence is so high right now. The confidence is going to be low if you take him off in this game. He's cooking. He's honestly, Hafid, let's be honest. He has been our best player since the last international break, the last one. When we came back from the September international break, he came back in great form, and he has really been consistent. I'm not saying he's been top class in every game, but even in games where we're not performing, you can't look at Rashford and say, yeah, he's been one of the worst players on the pitch. He actually leave and say, you know what? He actually was one of the better players in that game where players didn't perform. So play him in this game. And also, you mentioned it. He wants to play in the game. He's been waiting for this game. You got on the other side, Bellingham and Trent Alexander-Arnold. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
This is brand new, especially when you look at Trent, the Liverpool player, former Liverpool guy. He's a United player. Like these are all things that stay with these guys. He wants to outshine those guys. He wants to be the man to basically get the winner, stand out. Imagine standing out in the Clásico, Rashford. What that's going to do in England for his chances. You understand what I mean? I know he's back in the England lineup, but this is why he came to Barca in the first place. He wanted to play in the top level again, right? Bring a new leash of life, and also remind everyone how good he was. And he's been doing well. So this game he needs to start.
Yeah, I completely agree. I also think another important factor is keeping Fermin in the 10. I really don't want to see him out left. He's been our best 10 this season. He's just come off the back of being a hat-trick in the 10 as well. So I think keeping him there is also important. A bit worried that Flick might shift him out wide. But hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully these changes that we've asked for and that we've mentioned will be implemented on the pitch and we get a result. It's going to be a tight 1-2 mid super giants battling it out to see who's the real middest and what is who comes out on top on Sunday. Thank you, Omar, for joining me for this preview. Make sure you guys check out his channel. Link is down in the description below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the big match preview on the channel. Then, of course, on Sunday for the match as well. Take care and Forza Barca.
Go,